What's up? I'm just joking. No, I'm not gonna do that. Oh my god. Between getting the news that Scary Movie 6 is coming out and the Wham family is back on board with it. It's not gonna be in the hands of the studio and it be raggedy like the recent let me say this. Scary Movie 1 and 2 were the best. 3, I'll give you some, but 4 and 5, and I just outright But finally, the Wayans brothers are back on board. The Wayans family, let me say that, sorry, because if you're saying Wayans brothers, you're excluding Kim and their other sisters, and the sisters are hella more funnier. I think I've seen their talent on and Live in Color and stuff, way more than the Wayans brothers, but all of them are funny. The Wayans family is just funny as fuck. So I cannot wait for Scary Movie 6 to come out. I think it's June 12th of this year or something like that. So, what's up? If you know, you know. We do need White Chicks too. And we need a couple other motherfucking movies from y'all. These spinoffs need to come back out, but we're making way. I knew that once Papa House came out on CBS, which is funny, the Wayans family is gonna come back with a vengeance. So I'm so happy to get that news. So I thank you, Marlon Wayans, for that news. I knew there was some big shit that was gonna come about this year for y'all. Can't wait for it to come. But what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Analytical Eye Show. Cheers. It's your boy Javier. Another thing was I'm watching the Parkers. Every now and then I go back and start binge watching the Parkers. So they have an episode on there where they were doing that same thing too. Yeah, I'm happy. Still just drinking water. I think it was yesterday, the day before. I had a Arizona Hard mixed with some sugar-free soda, like I usually do a concoction. But how y'all doing today? I hope y'all having a good day. We're almost a month out of this new year. Ain't it crazy? The fuck was that? Oh, it was my Santa Claus. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. When black people we hear shit, we don't go investigate shit, but we will pause. Cause if I heard another thump, I would have jumped off this third store balcony outside. I don't give a fuck about breaking a leg. I'm gonna be out the door. That's one thing y'all white people need to learn how to do is not invest. Why y'all white people do that shit? Why y'all be investigating shit? You hear a thump, you go investigate. Why? Be like us and run. See, what black people do, our motto is this. When we see somebody else run that's black, we run. And then when we get to safety, we then ask, what the fuck was going on? You see what I'm saying? Be like us, white people. It's okay. You ain't gotta investigate every little fucking thing, okay? But anyways, I hope y'all having a good day. It's been a little bit cuckoo around here for me. Not too cuckoo, but just cuckoo. Kind of in and out of town, and then also working still overnight. Did a virtual career fair day, and just trying to find a job within my career field. I think last time we maybe not the last time we spoke because I've been obviously filming and uploading podcasts, and I thank y'all for the views. I thank y'all for the additional subscribers. Slowly but surely, I'm hoping that this will branch into something. You know what I'm saying? So. I don't speak for Democrats. I don't speak for Republicans. I don't speak for blacks. I don't speak for whites. I just speak for anybody that wants to gravitate to this show. Ideally, I'm speaking and appealing to more of my black people because that's what I know about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to really speak on stuff that I don't know nothing about or that's none of my business in particular. So that's why I don't really talk about celebrities on this shit. I don't talk about Hollywood. I don't talk about rich people unless it has something to do with what maybe affects me or what I've seen affect my community or affect people that where right is right and wrong is wrong at the end of the day. But anywho, yeah, just been busy, just doing me. Cleaned out my entire fucking kitchen. Literally just shit that's been in there for years since I first got my first apartment in 2019. Because when I moved down here in 2018, about a couple months afterwards, at the top of 2019, technically I was still 18 at the time. So that's why I always say I got my first apartment at 18. See what I'm saying? It counts. Okay. But it does count. But I got my first apartment at 18, but in 2019, about I got it in April, so May, June. So I got about 2.5 months before my birthday, something like that. Um, but it's just a lot of stuff, a lot of mess. I had to clean out from my kitchen. I cleaned out the I've already done a deep clean of my deep freezer at one point, but I gotta go back in there and get some other shit out. But it's not old shit, a lot of old shit. But just rearranging shit. Threw a lot of old shit out from my freezer, refrigerator food. I'm not a person that throws away food and wastes food. You can ask my friends. But let me just say, it got to mold. That's what I'm gonna say. So not to like, ugh, I don't want to eat at your place. No, it's just because shit goes. A lot of times it's the fruits and the vegetables. So like the onions and stuff. Like I cook a lot, but since I buy in bulk, I'm so used to buying in bulk because I've lived with my family. They're all big people. They got weight. I'm like one of the only one. I'm pretty much the only one that's like scrawny. So everybody in my family's big. Part of my mom's side of the family come from Texas. But it's only really her back home in Denver. But when I grew up in Denver, Colorado, it was really just her, my stepdad, my sister, and stuff. But they're all big. No offense, just throwing that out there. But I'm still used to shopping in bulk at Sam's. So like I said, when COVID hit, motherfucker, all y'all was out there. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? I was good. I just ran out of my toilet paper that I bought in 2019, like last year, and I read up again. That was it. Um, so I'm good. I don't really need to buy. Or was it last year? Was it last year I replaced the toilet paper? Maybe it was. If not, it was definitely the year before. I think it actually was the year before because I already lived at this apartment. We're about to go on 2 years by this point, and I moved into this apartment at the top of 2023. Yeah, top 2023. So I've already been here for 2 years. Yeah. So I think I actually bought that toilet paper in 2023. The only reason why I say that I'm running maybe a little bit faster on the toilet paper now is because last year I was at home a lot, so I was unemployed. So and so I was at home a lot more. But other than that, it's just me. Shit lasts a long fucking time with me here, so I don't have to purchase a lot of stuff. Needless to say, I had just cleaned out the top of all the shit up at the cabinet, so much napkins. I have so much fucking napkins. I say, you know what? I'm not gonna use another single toilet paper roll until I finish up all these napkins as wiping my ass with it. So I got a whole bag next to my toilet, littered with napkins, just flood of napkins, and they're not like they're napkins, so I'm gonna use them. It's just a waste. Why throw them out? The other there was old forks and straws and cups. I recycled all that shit. The shit that's just a whole bunch of shit. Just cleaned off my patio and stuff like that. I told you I used to have dogs. So I set my damn couch out there, and it's been out there for about a month getting that stench of dog off of it. And I'm gonna take something and try to clean up all the dog hair and sterilize it and stuff, and I'm gonna bring it back in the house. I'm gonna try to get a new couch because they fucked that up. They chewed up the cord. Oh, I'm so pissed off with them dogs about that damn couch. But anyways, and then the next thing I gotta do is clean out the storage, and then I also have to do the fucking garage. But just a lot of just mess, a lot of stuff that I'm not a hoarder because there's those moments every now and then where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I think I get in a mojo of like, no, I'm gonna save this because I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna do something with it. And then I come back to it later on, and then I'm like, no, I'm still gonna do something with it. Can't remember what, but and then you just keep putting it off until one time when you just going through, start cleaning up shit, and you're like, fuck it, throw this out. You just start throwing shit like, what the fuck am I doing with this? Throw this shit. Why I keep keeping all this shit? You just start tossing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I get like that. So I did that with the freezer, the refrigerator, and just try to clean the house as much as possible. I guess you can call it early spring cleaning, even though we're still in kind of winter time. But it's been cold. I haven't really been working out as much, just because I don't even been feeling up to it. Just been too groggy and tired. But yeah, just taking it one day at a time. One day at a time. I've got so many script ideas, and I should have been script writing last year because that was the most what's the right word I'm looking for? Opportune time, because I was unemployed, so I had a lot more time on my hands. So that's one thing I do regret as being last year, because there's 2 scripts that are in my heart right now that I want to write. And there's a couple other things that are on my mind to write, but I think in the sense I need money. I think once I start making money from the scripts, it'll be, I think, easier for me because at that point bills are paid, so I have leisure time to go off and be like, hey, let me script write, and bills are covered. So but I think this, like, in recent months, this is my, like, where I'm just like becoming like, you know what, the bills are gonna be what it is. God is gonna help me get through it, just like I always pray. So just keep it at that. Um, but moving on, I'm over here telling y'all about my life. If y'all notice, I hardly talk about me on this podcast. I'm kind of bundled up right now. As y'all can see, I got my little fila on. I don't know if y'all see that. It's probably too zoomed in. But anyways, I'm just really chillaxing these last, like, at least 2 weeks. I've been in the gym, like, I think maybe twice each week at best, but not much. But like I was saying, damn, I keep knocking over this Santa. I need to take down my Christmas decorations. Um, but yes, I don't. I try not to get too much into my personal life because my business is my business, um, and I let y'all know what I want y'all to know. For the longest, I kind of placated on words or this, that, and the third. If you've watched, you can probably kind of tell I have. But I think I think it was also I need to also find comfort in doing this podcast because um, whenever my audience starts to build up, I want people to start to know who I am on a personal level, but to the degree that I allow y'all into my life. I don't want y'all all up in my business. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not one of these celebrities out here, one of these people that's going to blurt out all their family mess or just personal shit because there's just no need. My life is my life. When I get on this podcast, I am Javier, but I'm a different Javier. Like meaning I'm all Javier that I am not like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But there's only so much I'm gonna give y'all because there's only so much of y'all I'm willing to give because there's still some stuff I need to keep for me. See what I'm saying? I still have a life outside of these lights and the camera and the podcast, everything that comes with this. Um, so yeah, but life is pretty good. I mean, I can't complain. I'm alive. I'm well. And that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. And I don't know how the hell I got on this because I was supposed to get on here and I was supposed to start talking about a topic, but I went off on just stuff that I've done this past weeks. And I guess there's nothing wrong with giving y'all a little update into my personal life. Nothing's too wrong with that. I am a human being at the end of the day, so it's not like I can't get on here because really what a podcast is about just talking and being relatable enough and personable enough. If personable is even a word, but if not, I'm gonna make it up and I'm gonna put that in there. Being relatable enough and being able to connect with your audience and finding something that you guys can be on one accord with. But I guess in a sense because one of the topics I never when I come up with topics for this show, I don't know what I'm. A lot of times I don't know what to talk about, and something I maybe hear about it on the news or clips. I don't really watch the news like that, but I've seen clips on YouTube a lot, or I may watch a sitcom or a movie or hear a song and be like, ooh, let me talk about that on the show. I mean, I guess it's maybe a perfect segue because I was actually going to get on here and talk about deportation, but I'll save that for I guess I can film another episode. But I guess in the time span that we have, I'm trying to get into it because if y'all have noticed, I talk a lot. So a lot of times my episodes can range from 45 minutes to an hour. I'm trying to get into that 30-minute range. So I guess the perfect segue into what we got to talk about today, or what I can talk about today, at least in this episode, is employers. And for me, the problem I have with finding a job, because as y'all know, and I've said this on many of my podcast episodes, I've been trying to find a job. I've been trying to find a job, trying my best to find a job in my career field. And you apply on LinkedIn, you apply on Indeed, you apply, I don't even know if back then when I was growing up at like 16, 17, so it's not too much back then, but you get what I'm saying. They used to have snagajob.com. You send out, and it's not just that, but I don't really like applying to those because they're like considered to me third parties. But I guess in my industry, which is the entertainment industry, that is one way to outsource through is LinkedIn, really, as well as Indeed, but really LinkedIn is where it's at. But I like to go directly to the website. So anytime I've applied for a job through, even when I started working at 16, I went directly to the website because I remember people go, oh, go here. No, I want to go directly to the website. No, now because I know what the job, I know that the job posting is legit. I know the requirements for the job. I know if they're gonna offer and put the pay on there, that's legit. I know that it's a job posting for real and not something that's an old posting. So when I apply for the job through LinkedIn or whatever, it's not gonna send my resume out to somebody where it may fail to send because the posting is no longer there, or the this requirements are not, and there's just spam shit is always happening basically. So it's just no point. I'd rather go directly to the source. So when you start applying, I'm telling y'all, I've applied everywhere. I applied CBS, Paramount, um, news stations, podcast people. I've applied to Universal, Comcast, Fox, NBC, ABC. I've done so much applications that, and then to get so many rejections, it really starts to affect your mental. And I don't understand this about companies is that they tell you, oh, we require you to have a degree. You go get a degree, but then they then come back with you need to have real world experience. But at my college, I could not go and get an internship because the schedule was so rigorous. And if I wasn't in school, I was working. You guys say then, well, this is an entry level position, but if this is an entry level position, why do you have so many qualifications and requirements, and you need 5+ years in the industry already, or some stupid ass number that said that basically nobody can meet, and you make it hard for us to get a job. So then it's really about who you know rather than what you know. And that's the thing that pisses me off, because here I am still a year, about to be a year and November, December, we're already about to, oh yeah, it's been a year and 3 months exact since I graduated in 2023 with my film degree, and my resume is very basic, more smaller than a lot of my fellow people that I'm sure graduated at the time or graduated before me than when I was supposed to have graduated, because remember I told you I took that year and a half off between 2022, at the top of 2022 was that April to when I finally came back in July of 2023. So, or not maybe a year and a half or a year and some change. But that I just don't understand that a lot of the jobs are trainable. A lot of just give a brother a chance. That's all. That's the thing that frustrates me, and it starts to affect your mental. And I get on one hand, college and internships and apprenticeships, if that's a word. That's what that's for, and then you go from being an intern to then moving into the entry level position. But at the same time, it's also like, well, if I've spent all this money, all of this focus and time and energy on this degree, shouldn't that be enough for you to give me a chance to come in and show you what I got, even on a trial basis? You see what I'm saying? And so that's one thing I just don't understand with employers, is that when and where I'm like, in my mind, if not just if, but when I become an employer, I'm going to definitely hire college kids, give them a chance, and create them a roadmap specifically within their career field. The thing that I think that was the misconception for me was that film is the only degree program that is not specifically designed where you can start out anywhere. Because if you have a music degree, or you have a broadcasting degree, or you have a show production degree, you can start at stagehand and move your way up. So show production. When you're in music, you can start at an internship or an assistant to a record producer or a record company or something like that. A low-level assistant. When you are a broadcaster, you can start as an internship or apprenticeship, or some low-level thing, assistant in a production company for news anchors and broadcasting and stuff like that. But with film, it's more of a freelance job because it's based off of the TV show or the movie. You know what I'm saying? That's what film is. It's the only one where it's heavily freelanced. Now, music is too, but really there's a record company. But when it comes to actual film, there's no specific. The lowest level position for a film or a TV show on production is called a production assistant. But there's no specific, Warner Brothers or Universal that has a film thing where it says, okay, start out as a production assistant, work your way up, or that. There's nothing there because movies are freelanced. Projects like that are freelance. So it's about what you know and getting it. And so I think that's really the heaviest misconception and things like that. And nobody really teaches you or try to get. There's no real ways to get you started off, and at least how I think my school was great, which is Full Sail. But I think when I start looking at other schools and what they're offering, I think I kind of want to start looking into this school called the American Film, the AFI. I forgot what it stands for, but they already, by the time you've done write 3 scripts, you start really getting into heavy so. Not saying my school set me up to fail, because it is also partial. It is on me to get out there and network and do stuff outside of class. But it's also just a lot. weighs on you is a lot when you start thinking about it mentally. But before I get off on a tangent in that spectrum, I want to keep it right in the realm of what I'm talking about, which is these employers ask for so much off bat, and don't know how to just give everybody an opportunity. And I get it. They're not just in the film industry, but whatever industry you're in, whatever degree you're in, or whatever your degree is, where you got a degree or you're earning your degree. For college students out there, beware. There are thousands of you out there, thousands of you, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to get that one shot. It really is, and people don't really understand it. But you got to keep the faith. In my opinion, I don't know if you believe in anything. You believe in God. You don't believe in nothing at all. That's your choosing. I'm not here to judge you. Whatever it is, I'm not here to inflict my religion or my beliefs or faith upon you. I'm just saying whatever you believe in. Whether you're a Christian, you're a Christian, you're atheist, you're a scientist, you are a Catholic, you are a Jew, you are a Muslim, whatever you believe in. You're a Buddhist, whatever you believe in. Pentecostal, Baptist. Jehovah's Witness, whatever the fuck you believe in, and whatever the branches of religion you believe in, just keep the faith. It is hard. Mentally, that's where it takes a toll on you, because it took a toll on me last year where I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to script write. I still kind of don't want to, and it just affects you in a lot of ways that you don't really realize. And then once you're knee deep in it, it's just something that another bone to pick that I have with employers, because this, I guess I guess one of the titles I have for this episode that I was going to speak on is called beef bone to pick with employers. So I have a list of things I'm going to go through. I've kind of already mentioned the rules and the regulations, the qualifications that you guys have that is stated on your and my thing is this. Hold on, let me take. My thing is this, and I kind of mentioned this, but it's not just the high level positions. It is the entry level, very basic beginner level positions where y'all have positions where you guys have so many rules, so many regulations, so many qualifications, so many hoops and obstacles and hurdles to get the job, which I never understand. Especially if it's freelance, especially if it's on call, especially if it's part time. Why so much just for entry level position? And I get it, these are things that maybe the entry level position people in that bracket would do. But just because I have at least 50% of that knowledge doesn't mean the other 50% can be taught to me and retained and learned. And I get it, a lot of people don't want to take out the time to train and stuff like that, but at the same time, why not? Why not? What does this say? Another thing that I guess you could say I have a problem with is when you get in an interview, let's say you get hired on for the job. You get in the interview and they say this, then, the third of what your job requirements are going to be, what you're going to fulfill or what you're going to do, and then you get on the job and it's completely different. Why is that even the case? Because that's another thing that pisses me off. Is I've had countless times where I've gotten into a job interview and they tell me this is what's going to be expected of you, this is what you're going to do, this is what your roles are going to be, and they kind of match in the same similarities of what the job posting says. But then when you get in the door, it's a whole different monster, and then they start telling you this is also what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do, and it's like, wait, hold on now, slow down, low down. Why in your mind you're thinking why is this all being attached on top of what is already agreed upon, and you know what I'm saying, the stipulations. But at the same time you start equating it with, well, don't I gotta pay my bills, so I gotta put up with certain things in order to keep the job, but never sacrifice who you are and what you believe in and your what's the word I'm looking for, your beliefs, your soul, for a job. Never be belittled, never be talked down to, never be disrespected for the sake of a job. There's still professionalism and there's still decorum that needs to be had in the workplace. Don't sit up here and sacrifice yourself or your feelings or who you are and be subjected to things that are of a toxic work environment. That's how you get the Me Too movement and a lot of other shit that's happened, because this is, oh, they, I'm sure the person before me put up with this, so I gotta put up with it too. I gotta tolerate it too in order to get to where I want to be. No, you don't. And I'm here to tell you that. No, and it's not just in the entertainment industry. I'm sorry, just my nose. It's not just the entertainment industry. It's in every industry. The medical field, the political field, slash public service, which I think those two entities are definitely different. But you know, I'm sure people will argue differently than me. But you know, nonetheless, whether it's retail or customer service or uh, law enforcement or criminal justice, whatever it is, never sacrifice who you are to fit the mold, try to fit into their mold or fit into what is supposedly the norm, or to put up with stuff that you would not put up with for the sake of, oh, I want to be the best of the best. I want to be the cream of the crop. Mm-mm. If this is what it takes to be the cream of the crop, well, then I don't want to be particularly part of your cream of the crop. I'm good. I'll back out. Yeah, I kind of already mentioned that job posting some of the requirements. So you say you want experience and it's the beginner's position but requires so much. The only way I'm going to get some professional experience is by... One thing I always say is, and this is the last thing I guess you could say I could touch on. They say, oh, yeah, we want so much experience, but the only way I'm going to get experience is if you hire me. So employers out there, hire folks. Take a chance on folks. Give them a chance. The resume may look slim, but you never know who you may be hiring. On a good level and a bad level. But most of the time it's on a good level. I have to believe that. And if you take out the time and actually listen and hire folks and give them an actual chance, it would do monstrous levels for them in ways that you'll never be able to understand. And one thing I say it like this, because I'm more of a hands-on person rather this you tell me and I because I can watch you do it, but at the same time, if I'm able to get hands-on experience with it, greatly. And it's sorry, my nose, y'all, I'm so sorry. I don't know what is going on, but like the outside is itching and then it's like bothering me. But anyways, I'm able to get hands-on experience, and damn, y'all, I'm so sorry. When I get hands-on experience, I'm able to retain it a lot, specifications or equipment or whatever it is, retain the process of how to do shit way more than just you showing me how to do it or, whatever. So I learned a lot in college, but a lot of that shit I kind of forgotten, not just because it's been a minute, but also not just from graduation, but also the time I took off from school, but also just because I haven't been able to actually apply a lot of that stuff to real world shit, to my actual career. But I know the fundamentals. But once I get in there and you show me, oh, I can hit the ground running. And you take school stuff and you apply it to real world stuff, but it's different when you start applying real world experience or professional experience to your fundamentals that you learned at school, whether it's college, elementary, whatever it is. Because at that point, different variables, different situations, different things affect the environment of the work that's applied from the fundamentals that are at play. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to get the professional experience, and you guys need to hire us in order for us to get that, so we can have the different, okay, well, this happened and this is what we did, because that's how you get in the repetition, that's how you get prepared, that's how you get the experience, that's how you're able to become the best of the best and build up your resume and make more networking, make more connections and network and show them what you got and what you're willing to learn and what you can and cannot do and things like that. So my message to all employers out there, please hire us, hire me, hire folks out there, give us a chance, and stop being stingy with these job postings and looking for the perfect ideal candidate. Because a lot of times, yes, it is also who you know, but at the same time, it also is, it's the drive. I can look at somebody's resume and say they got the experience, but what about their drive? What is their focus? What's their motivation? What's their end goal? How can this position, even though it may be, I'm sure, going to be temporary, even if it's for a year or two, how can this position help elevate them? And that's why it's like, at least my thing is this: every time I've gotten an interview in any job, granted not within my career field yet, but any job I've ever gotten, after that interview, I got hired on the spot, or they wanted to hire me. And I'm not trying to showboat, but that's because they saw the drive I have. They saw the focus I had. They've seen the grit, the purpose that I have, not only to make their company better or to be an ace to their company, but also because I'm there for me and I'm there to work. And that's what I'm asking for, because I'm like, look, once I get an interview, I can wow you. I can knock your socks off. I could take your drawers off with my teeth, and you wouldn't even know I got into your pants, and because you didn't even realize the uncle belt, and I could do that without even unzipping your pants or unbuckling your belt. That's how good of an interviewee I am. Give us a chance, y'all. Give us a chance. Stop just reading through papers and the computer auto generates the top 10 versus the whatever, and then you go through those and say nah, it's okay, or you know what, let's give him a shot, move on to the next step, and then it's still not worth the interview, so no, scratch him and then send out a rejection letter. Like, come on, give us a chance. Come on, give us a chance. We all deserve a chance. But then again, I get it, it's just not my turn. I have to wait, and I have to keep praying. I have to keep hoping and keep hope alive, and just hope and pray that it ain't too far down the road when that happens. But employers, stop washing your hand with this hand and then turning around and what's the saying? Stop. I'll put it like this: stop washing your hands with two different soaps. Because on one hand, you're washing and saying this, or you're expecting this, and on the other hand, you're doing this. You see what I'm saying? Or I meet the requirements in the qualifications and everything, but you still don't want to give me a chance or even give me an interview. See what I'm saying? Or at least that's how I feel. But hopefully y'all do better, employers, because this is it's crappy out here, y'all. But it's a dog-eat-dog world. It's every man for themselves, and try to just pray and hope and keep hope alive, y'all. But it's all in the mental. So, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say today, y'all. The last thing I guess you could talk about is unionizing. I think I recently saw a clip, I don't know how old it was, of these Amazon employers. They're wanting to unionize, and I'm all for that, because pay sucks, requiring so much to be done. And I've heard so many stories about Amazon where their workers are overworked, obviously underpaid. They time you like crazy if you don't get this amount of shit done. But it's also the consumers, y'all fault, because a lot of y'all be out here purchasing the Amazon Prime. I've had it before too. But when you order something the night before and it can get here in 8 to 12 hours later, overnight, or before you order it at 9 p.m. and it can get here at 4 a.m. at the earliest I've ever seen that type of shit happen, that's bananas. That is bananas. Jeff Bezos, you got to do better, man. Pay your workers. Yeah, I remember when I was working at Target, and I've never had an issue with my performance until I got to Target, because then they were bitching and they were trying to treat it like it was military, where it was literally every little thing you did on your shift was timed down to the millisecond. And it was like, I told them, I said, this ain't, I literally went into that manager's office when they tried to write me up for it, and I said, this ain't no fucking military. So I don't know how the fuck, I told them straight up, I said, I've never in all my years of being in retail, since Walmart, have had, and I worked at Walmart, I worked at Home Depot, I worked loading trucks, I worked at Walgreens, I've worked everywhere. I've never had an issue with my performance, ever. I worked at Bass Pro, I've worked at so many retail stores and companies, and I've never had an issue with my performance. But here I am at y'all motherfucking place of business, and y'all bitching at me about getting shit done, and I'm talking about, this is a boatload of shit. This is 8 hours worth of work, but I'm a part-timer. So yeah, I went in the office, cussed their ass out, and guess what? Ever since then, they ain't talked to me else about my performance ever again. Okay. Oh, I didn't get it done? Yeah, you better ask the next person that comes in and gets it done. Because I keep asking you for 8 hour for extended stay, I can get this truckload done for you. but you don't want it done for me. Employers, stop expecting so much from workers. Stop overworking us. Because no, we're not slaves. Because trust me, if we were, trust me, we're not slaves. We're not working like slaves. Because slaves were beaten, raped, tortured, lynched, burned, beheaded, and still had made to work. Even before a lot of the stuff happened, like obviously the death and everything like that. But we're not working for free. We're getting paid. Our wages and benefits suck. Yes, we need better wages and stuff like that. We need better treatment. And I remember it's funny because you get into all these jobs and they always promote don't unionize, don't talk to unions and stuff like that. But it's like there's a reason why y'all are saying this, because if y'all weren't saying this, then we would have better better things. But y'all not doing that. You're treating us horrible. So maybe we should unionize, so we can get better treatment, get better deals, better pay, better benefits, better hours. Y'all throw a pizza party when we're unsatisfied and think that's just supposed to solve everything. No, it doesn't. So you guys to do better, employers. There's a whole lot of room for growth and improvement on y'all part. We got to get better. I mean, y'all are not working us like we're slaves, but you're working us like we in the military. And this ain't the damn military. This is 9 to 5 work, yes, but we still are human beings. We still deserve breaks. We just still deserve better treatment. And when we're unsatisfied, you need to hear us out and make changes and improvement going forward. And be personable at the end of the day. So that's all I got to say. Coming from a fellow worker and a consumer, and I know soon I'll be on that employer side, and I'll have room for improvement at my own companies and stuff like that, which I will strive for each and every day. And when I get to a certain point in my income where, at this point, I'm just making boatloads of money and it's overflowing, I'm just gonna give back. Why not give back Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Apple? I would say Steve Jobs, but Steve Jobs isn't alive anymore. But at the time, Steve Jobs and who's the guy that owns Microsoft with the glasses? It was Steve Jobs and him were at a all-out war. What's that damn dude name? The dude that owned Microsoft. I can see his face every damn day. Microsoft. Bill Gates. There we go. Bill Gates, co-founder. Sorry, he's not the owner. Well, he's co-founder. I don't know if he still owns it, but Bill Gates and all the other motherfuckers out there. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching this episode of the Analytical Eye Show. We are going to get into our fun fact for the day. And today we are going to talk about Ida E. Jones. Now, Ida E. Jones is a historian and an author. She was born in 1970. She's a historian, author, and an activist. And she she's an university what is that? What Archivist. That's how they pronounce the word. At Morgan State University. She's the first archivist in the university's history. And she worked as an assistant curator of manuscripts at the Moreland Spingarn Research Center at Howard University, HU, where as part of her work, she created a guide to resources on Africa, as I like to say. So thank you so much for that. Jones was the national director of the Association of Black Women Historians. ABWH is the abbreviation, from 2011 to 2013. And she has produced, she has released many books, and has greatly been an astounding woman, and has spoken on facts about Black history. And she's done a great job for us all. So we appreciate you, Ida E. Jones. Thank you so much for all that you do and who you are in speaking up for Black women and Black culture and Black excellence and Black history. I thank you guys so much for all that you guys have done. I will see y'all on the next episode of the Analytical Eye Show. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Avia Vassal. And you can follow the show on Facebook and Instagram at The Analytical Eye Show, and on Twitter at iAnalytical. Again, I thank y'all so much for watching this episode of the Analytical Eye Show. Take our time to talk about things that meet the eye daily, and employers, please do better. And also show some grace for these employers, but demand and get what's rightfully yours, y'all. Thank you so much again. I'll see y'all next time. Cheers. The Analytical Eye Show is presented by Analytical Eye Productions, a AAVR company.